Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, JV, coming to you live this afternoon on Tuesday, March 22nd, 2022. A lot of twos there. Notice that. 3/22/2022. Anyway, I was just wanted to make this video to report on the latest ratings with respect to the two sports stations here in the Bay Area. KNBR and 95.7 The Game. They just came out with the February ratings and they're not looking very good. Now, one of the things that we have to keep in mind is that in February, every single year, it tends to, the sports scene, the sports uh, outlook tends to be a little bit flat because obviously there's no baseball season still going on. The Super Bowl or the football season just ended, and so the only thing that's going on is basketball and hockey. But they don't seem to generate much interest on the radio side of things. So February, historically speaking, is a very slow month. But that being said, both stations did really bad, really poorly. KNBR dropped about 120% in ratings from January to February of obviously of this year. Now that's definitely not a good sign, even though for them their cash cow is coming to save them, to rescue them. And when I say cash cow, I'm talking about the San Francisco Giants. Their baseball season will begin on April the 7th, if I'm not mistaken, and so the ratings should be a lot better once the baseball season begins. So they got that going for themselves. But as far as the everyday lineups, it seems to me like less and less people are more interested or less interested in their everyday lineup with all the changes that have taken place with the recent firing of their afternoon hosts, with the departure of their late night guy who's now on their uh, quote unquote competition, if you want to call it that, 95.7. They got that guy, I think it's on with Dibley in the afternoons. But yeah, the ratings were absolutely deplorable, horrendous. And I just think one of the main reasons also KNBR listeners are no longer listening to the station is because there's no more call-in shows. Everything is monologues. Everything is talking back and forth between the hosts. There's no um, interaction by the fans over the telephone anymore like there once was, and so that really takes away from the interest that the listener might have hearing other points of views instead of listening to the same boring monologues or uh, conversations that these hosts have in between them. That's one of the reasons I think why less and less people are listening. And I've already discussed this issue in other videos, but I've gone in depth as to why I think the station is really, or the sports stock radio stations are really struggling. Both stations here in the Bay Area. As far as 95.7 The Game, they went from a whopping 1.2 to a zero point 0.8 rating, which is really, really bad. I mean, hardly anybody's listening to that station. Wow. Uh, how much longer? I ask myself every month, how much longer before their parent company, Odyssey, just pulls the plug in 95.7 and says, you know what, let's go back to the country format. Let's go back to the Wolf, 95.7 The Wolf, country music. I think they were doing better ratings wise than what 95.7 The Shame is doing right now. Man, they are really struggling. zero point 0.8, despite the fact that they have the Warriors. They have their broadcasting rights. The Warriors are not moving the needle, obviously, at all. Nobody cares about listening to basketball on the radio. The ratings are extremely good on the television side, but on the radio, they're not translating. And you combine that with the fact that nobody knows who these guys are with 95.7 The Game anymore. A bunch of nobodies, a bunch of no names there, and you have a zero point 0.8 rating. You know, that's the end result of having such bad ratings. But yeah, you just gotta wonder at what point is Odyssey gonna pull the plug in 95.7 The Game? They've been a failed station really since they launched back in April of 2011, and then they relaunched again in August of 2011. They just have never ever gotten off the ground. It's been a flat rating line for them, pretty much oscillating anywhere between 0.6 and 1.7 or so. I mean, they were doing much better when the Raiders, for instance, when they had a lot of Raider discussion, the ratings would go up all the way up to 2.2. When they had the broadcasting rights of the Raiders and Greg Papa was with the station, and their conversation relied a lot on the Oakland Raiders and how they were doing during the football season, the ratings were much better. But nowadays, you know, they're parroting basically the same topics that KNBR already has, and so nobody wants to listen to the same topic of discussion that the other station is having. They already have that niche in place. They already have the Giants, 49ers, and Warriors. Why? Giants and 49ers. I don't know why 95.7 always parroted what KNBR was saying, and as a result, people are just not interested in listening to the same topics of discussion from one station to the other station. But anyway, just wanted to make this video. Both sports talk radio stations are doing extremely bad in February. KNBR has the Giants going for them, so they'll be okay. So they'll be all right. They'll be probably back in the top 5 in ratings beginning in April. But as far as 95.7 The Game is concerned, they got nothing going for themselves. They're going to continue to struggle. There's no team that can save them. And it's just a matter of time, I think, before Odyssey just pulls the plug, and that'll be it for 95.7. The failed experiment will be over. That's my prediction. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so, and I will talk to you on the next video, and have a great Tuesday, everybody. Thanks for watching.